straight for a guy that fought with John, what was it, night before last? Night before that, maybe? It's on my channel. I think it's probably like 3/4 through one of the videos, but whatever. Anyway, he's been trespassed from Safeway. He's back at Safeway. Kind of rambling stuff at people, but he's not like screaming and hooting and hollering and shouting like he was last time. Having multiple people who are actually looking at evidence, also who are all aware that schizophrenia is a very real thing, and also plenty of evidence showing that I'm not schizophrenic, which is always helpful. I don't know if dude's talking to himself right now or somebody else, but I'd just as soon stay away from him. First thing he did after fucking getting into a fight with that guy, stuck his finger up like he wanted me to wait, so I waited for a minute. And then he started fucking yelling at me, "Your friend, your friend, your friend." Started telling the cops, "Your friend, his friend, the guy in the green car." I'm like, fucking A. So goes life, though. Of course, if the cops come talk to me, yeah, no, they're probably not gonna. There are two people here that I would feel comfortable going to the cops with if both of them went in with me at the same time. Ugh. I'm going to run out of gas here shortly, so I got to run in and grab the last of my money out. Apparently it's my last cigarette. We were able to get a GoFundMe started yesterday. And we got a card to be able to attach the money to. It's only taken me, 7 years to get that. Anyway, I know what I should be doing to wolnez according to most of you. Everybody's idea is violence. Thank goodness I got the recordings with John about wolnez and his drug use and his drug buddies. John has not been seen since. How do I turn that in? Now, he got into a fight on my channel with the fella over there who's, well, he's not all there, but he's not exactly violent with me, so It's not too much of a problem. The day that he was yelling at me, well, he'd just gotten into a fight, so he started fucking around trying to get his cart up, and when it started falling all over the place, he just needed somebody to take it out on, and I happened to be the only person there. Must be my fault. Well, okay. That's the way most people try to play it. They're pissed off. They want someone to take it out on, and it's nice when they have somebody they can take it out on that nobody cares about. The problem is everybody keeps downplaying the assaults that I'm enduring. Wolnez does need to be turned in so he doesn't do it to others, so there are consequences. But the cops are not going to do their jobs. It's like that nationwide, actually. You'd be surprised. Homelessness is not a joke. Nobody cares about you. Most of the people out on the streets that you're going to encounter on the West Coast are fucked up on drugs. Also, you kind of have to be. If you're a man, you have to worry about violence, like being murdered. If you're a woman, you have to worry about violence, like being raped. That's a lot less likely to happen if you stay conscious. People will cut your throat in your sleep for just about goddamn anything down there. People will mount up on you and beat the fuck out of you out of the smallest of slights at their home, which ain't got nothing to do with you. The street people there, just as here, are cowardly people. In nearly every sense of the word. They'll only do something together as a group, and they rarely get together as a group for anything other than drugs. When a homeless person tries to get together with other homeless people to try to put a stop to the abuse, the systemic abuse, legal abuse, and of course, which is very much the case that I'm dealing with here, police and the homeless and the druggies and the public, they all see you as a target. They all see you as a mark. And I do my best when people are violent and mean to avoid. The problem is that there are so many of them. I'm stuck out here with a lot of people who are really fucked up on drugs. Then there's people like Andrew Wolnez who deals them. It's a scary situation. I do record these situations for my safety, but not just mine, also the safety of those around me. Now there's a grand total of 5 people who have looked at my stuff. One of them looked at my stuff and she was so amazed that she had another person she's related to look at it. He looked at it and went, holy shit, what the fuck? Wow. He looked at even more evidence that she hadn't gotten to look at. And he was like, hey, check this out. So they got a hold of her mom, and she's looking at stuff. She's a paralegal, which is very cool. So now she's looking at stuff. And then there's 2 other gentlemen here who are quite astute, who have also gotten a look at some evidence. So, yeah, I tell this story and it sounds crazy. And then you look at my YouTube channel and you realize it's true. When I say somebody is the way they are, when I say things to be an antagonist, I say them to be an antagonist.
If you are finished scanning, please touch Finish and Pay. Your card has been accepted. Key in item code, then touch Enter. Touch the item to purchase. Enter your donut quantity and touch the enter button. 1. Place your donut in the bag. 1.29. How many store-provided bags do you want? 10 cents. Your total is $2.38. Please insert coins, then insert bill.
What if I don't want to? What if I want to get an attitude with the machine? How about that? What if I had to deal with a bunch of really mean and rude people today and I want to take it out on an inanimate
System
object?
processing.
So I'm winding the shoe and I get some on the
Please remember to take your receipt and all of your change. Thank you.
Oh, I'm already on it, honey.
Welcome. If you have your club card, please scan it now. Scan items one at a time, placing them in the bagging area after scan. Items without barcodes.
I swear I was not putting this machine. Oh, great.
Sorry, they should have told you.
Yeah.
No, they said it's closed.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a tantrum. All right, I'm done. Well, the feller that was kicked off the property when he was fighting the other night, he's still here, but he's not assaulting anybody and he's not getting assaulted. And I really don't care if he's here or not, as long as he's not violent. So no, I did not tattle on him. Is that something I probably should do? Well, it depends on who's working. Do what? Do I know you? Where?
Yeah, David Wood. You have Dennis Wood?
No.
No?
I'm Sean Schwartz.
Oh.
I know. I've been told that I look like two other people that used to
You
live
look
here.
a lot like a guy I hadn't seen in a long fucking time.
A guy named Steve
Cricket.
Cricket.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask about him.
I do. I don't know.
I think I've had people call me before here in town. So
It's
that
been a long effing time since I seen him, and I thought, well, that looks all like Cricket. So,
the people
you know
that come
Dennis
up,
Wood?
I don't.
I've been around here a minute.
I've been here since September of last year.
Oh, wow. You're a newbie.
Yeah.
No offense, but yeah.
Well, I used to live in California, but I was born in Nebraska, and I lived most of my life in Colorado, so I've been around a bit.
Hey, welcome to the club, my friend.
right?
Good to see you. Have a good day.
Yes, sir. Hey. Yep, my name is Sean. You'll hear that in my channel a lot. There's a lot of times that you'll hear me say the same thing nearly every time you hear something else. When people get my name wrong, I usually tell them my name is Sean. With Raymond, he always calls me John. John. And then he wants a cigarette, but I think most of it is he wants someone to hang out with. Nobody will hang out with him. So he smoked a part of a cigarette in my car today, and then he put it on my floorboard, and then he got out of my car. See, he wanted to sit in my car and get warm. I told him it was okay, because he's done that before. It was like 3 or 4 times he wanted to sit and get warm, so now I just offer. Kind of an automatic thing. Yeah, dude, you can sit in my car and get fucking warm. And, so he got in my car and he put the cigarette down on the floor immediately. And then he borrowed a cigarette out of the pack, I guess is the way to say it, because he did not steal it. He had my permission. But then he dropped that in the gutter, and he came over to the front of Safeway to where I was, and he asked me for a cigarette there. This is all recorded on my channel today, by the way. Might have been yesterday. No, I think it was today. I think that was this morning. One day just runs into the next, and people don't understand the amount of abuse that I take. I did send a lady a couple of situations with the abuse where wolnez kicked the living shit out of the side of my vehicle. God, that guy's about a fucking douche and a half, isn't he? Now, the thing with John's real big on the Holy Spirit and all that. I just want to get him in court. His safety, though, priority as well. Jenna Bush Hager blames her 2001 arrest for fucking some bullshit. I don't know. See, when you're apparently famous for some fucking reason, people give a shit. They care about an arrest from 2001 or 2006 or some shit. I don't fucking know. I don't care. It's not important to me. Anyway, folks don't seem to realize the importance of going in with me and making calls with me instead of making me go in by myself. But now that some of them are starting to understand it, what they're not understanding is that there's recent violence I need to turn in. A lot of it. I got one of them maple bar donuts. It's pretty good. Mortal Kombat. Sorry, I heard somebody yawn in the background, and that's what made me think of fucking A. After all that mung, like I'm literally choking on cigarettes for the past 4 days. I don't mean just like choking on it, but choking on it like off a tobacco pipe. Of course, you know it's worse than smoking off a tobacco pipe? Smoking off a tobacco pipe when you're used to smoking weed. That's horrible. Anyway, pretty much everybody here got the mung. That's what I'm experiencing. I had to jump through a bunch of hoops to try to get disability. That way, the cops would have to work together and put a stop to this fucking abuse. That was over a year before Natalie died that we got started on the process. The abuse started immediately when I left Virginia in 2016. And it has not stopped to this day. I've had to do a lot of desperate things to get heard. And of course, I've had to do some of the things that my predators have done just to prove that it's fucking illegal. And that's stupid. It's stupid to have to do that, to make that example. Yeah, all these things that you just want to argue with me about, these things are illegal. The services I was sent to, just from here alone, are immoral. One of the guys that I told, he went and told his relatives. They thought he was making it up. Another one of the people that I showed this stuff to, because I showed it to both of them, went and showed it to some other folks, and they're starting to understand. Also, I want to give a shout out to Ali. I believe his name is Ali Kazib. I could be incorrect. Apparently, he made a YouTube thing about Natalie Bollinger where he dug just a little bit deeper than everybody else. Maybe not much, but from what I've been told, he seemed to genuinely care. So, even if he didn't paint me in the best light, at least he tried to tell the story of Natalie's family. One thing I'm lucky about is that I don't bruise easily. One thing I'm unlucky about is that I don't bruise easily. My public pretenders did everything that they could to go out of their way to not do their jobs. And that's the thing, is I need people to speak up with me, and it needs to be done emergency status. None of these places are taking it seriously. When it's a guy who's being abused, everyone downplays it. The important thing here is getting the goddamn violence turned in. That means making the calls together with the victim. Whatever you do behind closed doors, not with the victim, not recorded, means that you are leaving the victim blind. You are also leaving the victim with absolutely no recourse. They're dependent upon you. There is a shit ton of evidence. The important thing is that the police and mental health have deprived me of any and all funds that I have had. They've also been taking advantage of you guys, the American taxpayers. This leaves my life at risk. This leaves me in a situation where I am literally stuck out here every fucking night. And when people downplay the abuse that I'm enduring by saying, oh, well, it's no big thing, or he's not that big a deal, or, it absolutely is that big of a deal. A lot of people like to say it's just a joke, it's just a joke, it's just a joke. Well, it's not just a joke. When you talk about hurting people, to someone who has literally had their life threatened hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, been assaulted hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, and that person, all you want to talk about is hurting others. That's everybody's solution for literally everything. Well, that's not the fucking solution. The solution is you help the fucking victim turn in the goddamn crimes being committed against them. If you're going to work together with somebody, you need to make the call with the victim. And when you're explaining the emergency, you need to say, you need to actually use words like emergency, like you would if it was your goddamn family member and they're actually being fucking abused, and I am. When I try to tell people things that they need to understand for the safety of the victim, the problem is people don't listen before doing those things. We all need help, all of us, but some of us have people that want to take control of the situation, and that's not okay. What needs to be focused on is the evidence of the abuse, the evidence that shows that I am being abused, and getting me to a safe place as soon as possible. By safe place, that doesn't mean everybody makes a bunch of decisions for me about where I need to move to and all this stuff, because then we're just running around in circles. We're not focusing on the task at hand, which is helping the victim how the victim needs. Now, the first thing we need to do to focus on my safety is to turn in the abuse that I am enduring. That's number one. Fucking A. Oh, fucking goddamn it. There's gotta be a snipe here long enough to smoke because I can't find my rolling papers.